Today's developments, Mr. Jaswant Singh, Satpal Maharaj, Babulal Gaur, Suresh Kalmadi and Shatrughan Sinha. These are just today's incidents. And to debate what exactly is happening in the political parties, why is there so much realignment taking place, and also why are senior leaders spooking their own party, we are joined in by Mr. Saifuddin Soz of the Congress and Pinky Anand of the BJP, as well as our National Affairs Editor Javed Ansari from the Delhi studio. Let me come across to you, Mr. Saifuddin Soz. What do you explain, or how can you explain what is happening in Pune? I'm sure you were aware what actually happened in Pune today.
Huh?
Mr. Soz, can you hear me? All right, we'll try going back to Mr. Soz. We are having some trouble connecting with him. Pinky Anand, if you can hear me, you are aware of what Mr. Jaswant Singh has decided. First of all, your party decided that you need to give the ticket to someone else from Barmer. Subsequently, we have seen that there has been a lockdown of the Barmer office of the Bharatiya Janata Party by the supporters. The point here, Pinky Anand, is that he is a senior leader. This is almost his last political wish. He said it in as many words. He said that I want to contest closer to home, and then after that I'm done with politics. Why not give him that?
Let me tell you, Sanket, the simple proposition of politics is twofold. A, the party decides how the seats should be allocated, and the party decides the allocation of seats based upon the presence of the party, the winnability of the candidate, and to see that everything goes forward in a particular manner in which the procedure is decided. B, Mr. Jaswant Singh is one of the most senior leaders in the party, no doubt, but he has not contested from Barmer in the last 3 elections. He's come from Chittorgarh on 2 occasions, he has come from Darjeeling on the 3rd occasion. So here the question is, we need to see as a party goes, which is the best interest of the party, and with keeping that in mind, the tickets are decided. It is not really a matter of one's wish. If it can be accommodated, by all means, but that is not the manner in which decisions are made. It has to be made keeping in mind the political interest of the party.
Okay, Javed wanted to make a point there.
Yes, you know, this is a classic case of preferring a turncoat over a loyalist. Mr. Jaswant Singh has been with the BJP through thick and thin, and it has a lot to do with the Vasundhara Raje Jaswant Singh rivalry. It's no secret that they don't see eye to eye. They've never been on the same page. During her last reign, there were allegations. At least the Vasundhara Raje camp believed that Mr. Jaswant Singh had a role in doing her in, and perhaps this is payback time.
Now, Pinky Anand, would you agree with that assessment? I mean, is winnability the most important factor for the Bharatiya Janata Party? I mean, you say that, you know, senior leaders are respected, their point of view is looked into.
Sanket, you have to take into interest, and the party has to take into interest the interest of the party and in the political sphere. When you do that, there is a question of what is the constituency built of, what are the people who are going to be the voters, how it is going to work out. And as I said, Mr. Jaswant Singh also has never contested from Barmer. So to have that as a wish has to be kept in mind, keeping the circumstances of the situation.
No, what about elevating a turncoat through the ranks?
So far also, the question is elevating a turncoat, as you call it. People are joining the party, and we again have to take into account the fact that such people have the interest of the party in mind. We will take them forward. There is no question of elevating a turncoat or demoting a turncoat. These are not the issues. When people are joining the party and the party is taking them in,
is that a sort of indirect message? Is that a sort of indirect message to Mr. Jaswant Singh? I mean, he has fallen off favor in the past also in the BJP.
No. The question is not falling out of favor or falling in favor. As I mentioned to you, Mr. Jaswant Singh is not fought from that constituency. There is a complete logistic situation the state party has given of why the ticket should be given to Chaudhary. And I think keeping that in mind, we don't have to get to the other semantics.
Purely logistical?
It is the view of the public which is trying to go into the situation to pinpoint and say, look, this is because X happened in the past or Y happened in the past. You can't keep dragging in those
Pinky
features,
Anand,
particularly
why do I get a feeling?
Not contested from there.
Why do I get a feeling that this is a message that is being sent out not just to Mr. Jaswant Singh, but to all those people who perhaps have a sort of wish? They have served the party for many, many years loyally, and now, you know, their wish will not actually be respected. And this is a sort of message, Javed, that all these people should align themselves, synergize themselves, otherwise shape up or ship out.
Clearly, I mean, one would, looking at it from the outside, you get this distinct impression.
When you're going, just 1 minute. I just have one statement to make here.
Okay.
When you're going in for elections, what you need to do is to ensure that the party goes forward. The party has to take into account each issue, including the wish of the senior most leaders who are there in the party. There is no question about that the wishes are to be disregarded. But what has to be considered probably as one of the primary features is a question of how the party can be taken forward to a success, particularly in this, keeping in mind the suggestion of the state concerned, the state leaders concerned, the party people concerned. That is what is to be taken into account, and that is what has been.
All right, Javed, I believe we have Mr. Saifuddin Soz back with us. Mr. Soz, if you can hear me, can you hear me, sir?
Yes.
Lovely. Now, Mr. Soz, my starting comment as far as the Congress party is concerned, I'm sure you must be aware of what Mr. Suresh Kalmadi has actually done in Pune. Now, you did not give him a ticket. Now, it almost appears as if he would want to steal the thunder of your candidate in Pune. He held a meeting at his Pune residence of the Congress Karyakartas or the Congress workers. He is working against the interest of the party. What action do you think that the party is going to take against him?
No, I am far away from Pune. I don't know the circumstances. But certainly, Mr. Kalmadi and others must respect the party discipline, party directives. If he wants to be in the Congress party, then he will have to respect the instructions from the party.
Is that a warning to Mr. Kalmadi?
Party high command matters to every congressman.
Mr. Soz, is that a warning to Mr. Kalmadi not to work against the interests of the Congress party?
No, I didn't hear you correctly. What does Kalmadi say?
No, Mr. Saifuddin Soz, we have a unique situation where, Javed, in the BJP, you have Jaswant Singh, a very tall leader in the Bharatiya Janata Party, the former finance minister, the former external affairs minister who says, I will contest as an independent. You have Suresh Kalmadi from the Congress party who says, I will contest as an independent. So what are these leaders, tall leaders, trying to do to their particular party? If not spook, then what?
Well, certainly they're trying to spook. In the case of Mr. Jaswant Singh, the unmistakable impression that you get, there is a pattern that's emerging here. Whether it's in the case of Murli Manohar Joshi, now Jaswant Singh, and also Mr. Advani, the BJP, the new order in the BJP is merely tolerating them. So, okay, their wishes, they will be given tickets, they will be allowed to contest, but I don't think they should expect much more. Their days of glory and prominence in the BJP are over. There's a new order which is taking place. As far as the Congress party is concerned, there is this belated, feeble attempt at trying to undo some of the harm that's been done to their image. So that's why you see a Jagdish Titler being denied, not even being allowed to file his nomination for the primaries. That's why you see Mr. Kalmadi being denied despite his efforts. We know for sure that he's been lobbying very hard. But the Congress, it's a case of too little too late. They should have just asked him to leave the party as soon as the CWG mess happened.
Absolutely. Mr. Soz, don't you think this is, a very belated attempt on the part of the Congress party to set your house in order?
Absolutely, you're right. I think that's the right question to be asked. Congress has sadly realized that all these people don't suit their purpose because they've been engaging in all kinds of nefarious activities and have been charged with the same. So therefore, in order to distance itself just on the eve of elections, I think is something which the people will see through.
Mr. Soz, you were saying?
No, but see, I see anybody from Pune could talk to you better on this proposition. I am far away. But the point is that if Kalmadi goes independent to save his skin, that is another thing. But if he works against the party interest, he will not only lose the election, he will lose his face also.
No, would the party take action against him? That's the point. Because if he does something like this, which he is in fact doing, at 4 p.m. he held a meeting with Congress Karyakartas in Pune. Will your party take action against him? That's the point. Will you sack Mr. Kalmadi?
No, let us leave it to party high command. They will measure the, kind of offense he is indulging in. Let us see. Because I don't know the full background. I know Mr. Kalmadi's background. So, if he were a good congressman...
Do you know the background of Mr. Satpal Maharaj?
Discipline at this point of time.
Mr. Soz, the background of Mr. Satpal Maharaj. He has crossed over to the BJP. He's trying to put your government in Uttarakhand also in a crisis.
Kindly, no, I will tell you, Satpal Maharaj, these are short-sighted people. Listen, changing sides at the spur of the moment for loaves and fishes, that means Satpal Maharaj had no commitment with the ideals of Congress party. And Congress party will emerge stronger when people like Satpal Maharaj, self-servers, self-seekers, leave the party.
Well, he's spooking your government in Uttarakhand. He says that he has the support of Congress MLAs, and if they switch sides, what happens to your government in Uttarakhand?
Only short-sighted people leave party at this juncture. Congress party will emerge stronger after these events take place.
Okay. Now, one question that I wanted to ask you, Javed, as well as Pinky Anand, but first to you, and then, as a follow-up, we'll get Pinky Anand in. As far as the Congress is concerned, the people who are not actually contesting at this moment, or say working against the interest of the party, like Suresh Kalmadi, like Satpal Maharaj, who openly went against the party, has joined the BJP, is saying that I will get some people from Uttarakhand. It's not that big a loss for the Congress party, because they perhaps see, that their fate is sealed. For the Bharatiya Janata Party, at a time when there is, a mood which is in their favor, politically, the perception in cities or wherever is in their favor, to have certain senior leaders to actually work against the party will harm the BJP more, especially when they're considering brighter prospects this election.
Yes, certainly what is happening in the BJP is a bit of a surprise against the run of play. Considering that they have this huge momentum in their favor, one would have expected that things would be hunky-dory and that the transition from the old guard to the new would be seamless, because this is not something which has happened overnight. This has been in the works and it's been several months now. But suddenly the contradictions have come to the fore. As far as the Congress party is concerned, this is a clear indication that, when the center falls apart, things cannot hold. The power structure in the Congress has become weak. All these people realize that the Congress will not do well in the next general elections, and therefore they are seeking greener pastures. Some of them are even thumbing their nose at the Congress leadership. This is something by Congress standards which has not happened, or which doesn't happen too often.
Now, Pinky Anand, how come in the Bharatiya Janata Party the same set of people get upset every time some big decision is taken? Mr. Murli Manohar Joshi, Mr. Lal Krishna Advani, Mr. Jaswant Singh.
No, I'm sorry, what has happened? No, question is what has happened to Mr. Advani? Mr. Advani has had a choice of whatever he wants to do. Mr. Advani's issues,
but he was upset.
Whatever they have been, are the ones that we know.
The decision was not unanimous.
I don't think his upsetness. No, the decision has been taken along with his consent.
It was not unanimous.
He has not opposed the decision. No, but at the same time, somebody in Madhya Pradesh offers to give up a seat for Mr. Advani, and everybody says that Mr. Advani has made that selection. Mr. Advani never came forth and said, I want to contest from Bhopal. The question of Mr. Advani fighting from Gandhinagar was always the question.
No, my point is, Pinky Anand, my point is, how come the same set of people
the whole question,
often get upset with the decisions that you take?
We are... First of all, you are the one who's assuming that Mr. Advani is upset. You are the one who's assuming that Mr. Advani...
Well, we have credible reason to believe so.
No,
for 2 days he sat at home.
No credible evidence.
For 2 days he sat at home. The entire top leadership of the BJP made a beeline to his house to try and cajole him.
You must. Well, the party has always respected Mr. Advani, and Mr. Advani is one of the tallest leaders in the party, so there is no question about him not being consulted. There was a question about where he is standing, that was being discussed. The party is bound to discuss it. So has Mr. Advani made any statement that he is upset? Or is it being assumed because he was at home for 2 days?
No, it is not being assumed. We have good reason to believe he has done that in the past also. He resigned from various party positions.
Today,
it's all pretty obvious.
When he came around, I'm sorry, the question is, he may have taken a certain stand, but he came back. There was no question about his supporting the entire movement. He had some issues which he brought forward to say why things should be done in a different fashion.
Before we quickly move on.
Anything else, he came back again.
Ms. Pinky Anand, quick comments from both Mr. Saifuddin Soz as well as you before we move on to the next debate, next point where we would need both of you to participate. Just quick points. Do you feel, Pinky Anand first, that there is a revolt within and it needs to be checked? You cannot deny it.
There's no question of revolt within. There is complete unanimity in the decision that Mr. Advani is going to fight from Gandhinagar. He has fully endorsed the decision.
What about Mr.
He is there with the party is there with him. As far as Mr. Jaswant Singh is concerned, it is not for any individual within the party to decide where he will stand from. So therefore, the entire question is what the BJP decides as a party.
When Digvijay Singh's brother Lakshman Singh decided, when he got a ticket to contest against Sushma Swaraj,
about not getting a ticket from anywhere else, there's another matter altogether. The party has to decide.
When Digvijay Singh's brother Lakshman Singh got a ticket to fight from Vidisha against leader of opposition in Lok Sabha, Sushma Swaraj, Babulal Gaur, a very tall leader from Madhya Pradesh of the Bharatiya Janata Party, says this is going to be a very, very strong contest. How do you look at this? These are fault lines that come out in the open. It doesn't take a genius to know that there is something wrong.
Again, let me tell you, we are not scared of a strong contest or a weak contest. We know where we are going. The party knows where it's going. The party knows it's headed towards a complete victory. So we are not worried and concerned about who's fighting from where. Whoever has to the other parties to nominate, that is their choice. Statements are made of strong contests and weak contests everywhere. Why are you reading more between the lines?
Okay, Mr. Saifuddin Soz, your comments on whether there is revolt within. I know you will also say no. But then how does the Congress party keep that in check? Because this is going to work against your interests, whether it is Pune or anywhere else.
You see, you have seen in earlier elections also, on the eve of elections, people leave parties, get adjusted. It is not an abnormal situation that way. But this time there is an element of uncertainty with some people who have no ideology. They are self-seekers. Satpal Maharaj is one. Even Jagding Bapal, who left earlier in UP. These are self-seekers. Maybe half a dozen people will go from here and there. It will not matter to Congress party ultimately.
Okay.
You will see that Congress party, after these people, you say, leaving the party will emerge stronger. That is my, you say, I'm confident about that.
Okay.
These are self-seekers. In every party, you will have such elements. Ultimately, the dust settles down. People who have strong ideology will remain where they have been, and those who are nakedly self-seekers will shift from one party to another.
Okay.
I wish Satpal Maharaj had not been admitted to BJP for its own sake. So BJP will also, over a period of time, learn. This time they want to rally behind Mr. Modi and want to indulge in all kind of jingoism.
Okay.